Hello there, thanks for stopping by. This is Daz B, otherwise known as FM Totality on YouTube and Twitter. If you've been around a while, you know that already. This is the next team that I'm going to feature in my 8-minute FM series. This 8-minute FM, I'm going to use this as a banner right across my site for different projects, maybe editing and maybe tactical reviews. But I'm not really sure what yet. I'm just leaving it open there. But I just like this sort of punchy format, and I'm just hoping to keep exploring what we can do with it. So as the title says, it's 8 minutes, no longer, I promise, sometimes less. And now we're with the Casuals. The Casuals I've got a great history with them. In fact, there's two sort of aspects to this save. First of all, it's the fact that I've chosen the Casuals in the first place. And secondly, because it's part of my UK edited league, which is a brand new league that it took me about 2 weeks to make, that has basically a 5-tier system. I'll just show you here. I'm in the Tri-League, so we've got the Premier Division 1, 2 and 3, and then we've also got the Minnows Tri-League, which is what I am in here, which is basically one division, split into 3, all running parallel, a bit like the Conference North and South, with promotions, automatic promotions for the top one, and then a playoff group for the next ones down. But I'm not going to harp on too much about that, because I've already done an introduction video to the UK League, and you can have a look at that separately. If it's not in the links below, you can have a look over on the left. It might be there in the next videos, or it might also be in, well, it will definitely also be in my videos if you go to my profile. But that's basically the structure of it. Just very quickly as well, there's also lots of competitions, little, not really silly ones, but interesting ones, fun ones, such as the Christmas Trophy, such as the regular FA Cup. We've also got the Charity Shield, of course, the regular ones. The Premier Golden Goal, each league has its own Golden Goal competition, and also each league has its own continental competition reflecting their ability. So the Minnows are in the Pacific one, which is teams from New Zealand and Samoa. And in the test, it didn't work out that bad actually. They were quite well matched. We had a couple of, I think for 5 years, I think there was a couple of British teams that won it, but also a couple of New Zealand and Samoan teams. So it worked out quite well, that. So that's a quick overview of the league. As I say, you can find more about that on the other video. There should be a Steam link, if I remember, in the bottom of this description here, if you want to play it yourself. But basically, it's a mix of teams from England, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales. I've tried to match their abilities as best as I can. It's a bit trickier with some of the ones in the Premier, for example, because there is massive differences in their different ability. So you've got Everton, for example, of course, who are 3.5 stars, and then you've got teams like Ballot, who are 2.5 and even lower. But you know, it's the best we can do, really. 2 for Portadown. It's sort of a best fit, really. So anyway, that's enough about the league. So let's go back to this team, Corinthian Casuals. And if you excuse me, what I'm actually going to do is just nip over to Chrome here. And we're just going to have a look at Corinthian Casuals in real life. So they're a really, really historic club. I read about them on a BBC article that was talking about historic clubs, and it was basically saying, sorry about that, it was basically saying that this club was responsible for the real Corinthians being founded in Brazil in, I'm not sure if it was 1910, and they did a tour over there, their original players, and people got inspired, the local people, and they formed the real Corinthians. This is a trip when they went to actually see the real Corinthians in 2015. So you had the amateur players from the Corinthian Casuals going over there and playing the real Corinthians. So it's really good. I'm not going to play it all now. You can see it caused a massive sort of kerfuffle when they went over. Absolutely fantastic atmosphere. So I'll let you have a look at that. It's just a really nice story. They're on Twitter, of course, as well. Have a look at that. I follow them. Nice to see how they're doing every week. And then here's some of the main players. We've got Danny Bracken, who's a cracking goalie. He's my first goalie, of course. We've got James Bracken with the management team, Joe Davis, Dan Pringle. So the full details are there for the team if you wanted to have a look. So that's just on the Corinthian Casuals website. Right. So let's get back into FM. And I've only got a few minutes now. I'm determined to stick to my 8-minute rule. So I just wanted to show you the squad, but I want to show you something amazing that has just happened. I've just got some trialists in. It's a great way to build your team if you're with an amateur team with no contracts. And then this happened. I kid you not. Diego Maradona turned up as a regen for the trial. He's not a young one, he's 22 years old. He's been knocking around a while. Of course, I barely looked at his stats, just signed him anyway. Don't know if any of you have ever had that happen in FM, but there you go. I promise, I know this is an edited file, but I promise you I had nothing to do with it, I swear. It just the way it happened, really. So that's one thing that's going to make this save really, really interesting, I think. Okay, so just in the last couple of minutes, I'll just sort of show you the team. So you can see we've got some people, Danny Breaker back in the goal. I've just shown you his picture there. Is in net. We've got sort of a good core of a team. And I think most of those guys were just featured on that Chrome page. We just showed you them. But you can see this is the problem. We've got nothing else. We are absolutely empty in right. We've got no defence basically. So that's what we're going to do. I've started to sign a few through that trialist squad. So I hope you join me for the next time when this will be populated. I promise, for the second video, and then you know we can sort of get moving. Our first match is against Newport, who is coincidentally another British team, but they're in our Pacific Challenge Trophy because, of course, it does split up with British teams, Samoa and New Zealand, so you can end up playing British teams as well. So I can't wait for that. I'm really looking forward to it. The whole idea of this project is to go away and do all the sort of guffins, all the nonsense when you're not necessarily watching the inbox and the transfers and stuff, so it's not too boring for you. So I hope this certainly hasn't been boring for you. Thanks for joining me. If you like it, please leave a like, and if you double like it, please subscribe. And if you've got a minute, check out my other series. I do love variety. I'm very prolific in production of videos. I've got loads of stuff going on, so please engage with us. I think we're talking about 7.5 minutes now, so I think we'll call it a day there. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.